Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest EZAs that are going to be coming to Dokkan, which are these guys right here, this Int LR Vegeta and Goku, or Vegeta Exchange Goku, and then we've also got Krillin and Gohan. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the details here. Now, I will say, my apologies for getting this out a little bit later than I would have wanted or anticipated, because the details, as you can see, are still not even in English for some odd reason. I don't know how some of these other people get these translations right away, but nonetheless, here we are, and we're going to be manually translating them because this is how long it took for Dokkan Info to actually even get the translations, which is most of the time what I go off of, because you can't really trust Twitter too much. So, you know, we'll just take it with a grain of salt and go from there. However, here we go. Let's jump in and see what we got here. So, let's see. We've got Namek Saga, obviously. Namek Saga category, Ki +4, HP attack and defense 150%. And then we have Int typing, Ki +4, HP attack and defense 100%. Okay, very good. Nothing too crazy there. Now let's see what we got as far as a 12 key super. We have greatly raises attack for 1 turn and then increases defense. Oh, so we're stacking. So we have a 50% raise to attack for 1 turn, and then we're stacking on our 12 key. Okay, very good. What else we got here? Let's see. So we have increases attack and defense for 3 turns and deals ultra large damage. Okay, so he's not doing a whole lot, Vegeta. He's not doing a lot. I'm going to be honest. So he's only raising attack and defense like by 30%, and he's stacking defense on his 12 key, which, okay, that's fine, I guess. Let's see if I can get this to work, or I do have them pulled up on the side here. Nope, they didn't. It didn't want to work. Okay, well, that's fine. We can go ahead and jump over here. I know the flashbang is crazy. I apologize for your eyes because mine are burning right now, but we have increases own key by 3, attack and defense 180%. And then we have when HP is over 30%, key is increased by 4, and damage taken is reduced by 30%. Okay, good. When HP is over 50%, key is increased by 4, and an additional attack is guaranteed, and a special move is activated with a high probability. So that means that he gets a guaranteed additional with a 50% chance of it being a super when HP is 50%. Okay. And then when HP is over 70%, key is increased by 4, and an additional attack is activated with a very high probability of a special move. So then he gets another guaranteed additional, which then has a 70% chance to be a super. So far, so good. I mean, that's quite a bit of supers already. So we have the initial, we have this one at the 50%, and then we have another one at 70%, and then we have the actual hidden potential itself. So this guy can super up to 4 times, and remember, he is stacking on 3 of those, and then he's only greatly raising his attack and defense on his 18 key, but for the other 3 he is stacking, so that over time can be pretty good, right? If he's not hitting super duper hard when he's doing all of these, he can actually get some stacks in. But what else we got here? And then we have increases attack and defense by 150% when attacking. Excellent. And then if HP falls below 50% at the start of the attacking turn, or after the 5th turn from the start of battle, even if an ally, including the player himself, who was participating in the attack, is KO'd, HP will be restored by 70% once, and then will be replaced by Son Goku and revived. Okay, so basically, if you fall below 50% HP and it's, you start the turn and you are below 50%, then guess what? You get to then die, and your KO happens, and your revive is triggered, and then you come back as Goku. Okay, very good. Then we can go ahead and look at Goku real quick, right? So Goku, what are you doing, buddy? You are doing greatly raises attack for 1 turn, okay, and then we have increases defense once again. Okay, so 30% defense, so he's just stacking defense still, and he is greatly raising his attack for 1 turn on his 12 key super. And then on his 18, I'm going to assume it's the same, and it's attack and defense by Yeah, greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns. Okay, very good. Now let's check out this passive really quick. Okay, what do we got for a passive? So increases own morale by 10. Now morale is also key, so keep that in mind. So he increases his own key by 10. So he's sitting at 16 key basically with, you know, with a leader skill. So 6 and then plus the 10. So he's starting off the turn with 16 key. I think that's pretty good. Just off the bat. Then attack and defense is increased by 200%. So he's getting 200% attack and defense. And then when a special move is activated. Okay, so he's getting 200% attack and defense. And then when he does a super, he's getting an additional 159%. So because it says increases attack and defense by an additional 159%. Then reduces damage taken by 30% and high chance of triggering a critical hit. So that's a 50% chance. So he's already at 30% damage reduction, which is okay. That's not bad. When there is an extreme enemy. Oh, okay. So it will have a 50% chance to do a critical hit when there is an extreme enemy. Okay. So increase morale by an additional 5. Okay, so he's going to be at what? 21 key? Oh my. And attack, increase attack by 59% when there's a character from the Namek Saga category among the allies participating in the attack, other than the enemy or the user or himself, right? And the damage reduction rate is increased by another 30%, and a critical hit is guaranteed to be triggered. Okay, so that means he gets guaranteed crit and 60% damage reduction total if someone, oh, and then another 59% attack if someone from the Namek Saga is a category ally attacking in the same turn as him. That is really, really good. That's really, really, really good, actually. So he has 60% damage reduction. How do we feel about that? Honestly, that's not bad. I mean, I don't know if it's enough, but he is stacking defense. So if we're able to get him some stacks, I feel like it could potentially be good. Only thing is that he doesn't really do a whole lot of additionals or anything. That's my biggest concern with this Goku. He's not doing a lot of additionals and he's stacking. So it's like, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Okay. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Goku. We'll see how he actually performs in game. I actually do have this card rainbowed, so I might even actually be able to use him for a little bit and see what he does. But let's go ahead and take a look at Gohan and Krillin. So what do we got here? We've got, let's see. So we raise, oh, hold on. Come on, come on. This is looking like it's going to be raising attack and defense. Yep, increases attack and defense and inflicts extreme damage to the enemy. Okay, so they're just stacking attack and defense on their 12 key. Okay. And then on their 18 key, what are we doing? Greatly increases attack and defense and causes ultra large damage to the enemy. Okay, so they're just going for it, huh? With the stacking units right now. So they're stacking attack and defense on both supers. Huh. Okay, I'll take that. I'll actually take that. All right, so what do we got for a passive? So passive says increases own attack and defense by 170% with a medium chance of avoiding enemy attacks. That means a 30% chance. And then each time key is increased by obtaining a key sphere, key is increased by an additional 1. So now they're getting 3 key spheres instead of just 2 from blue, right? From AGL key spheres. And a rainbow key sphere increases by 1. By an additional 1, so they're getting 2 now instead of just 1 when there is a special move activated. Okay, so when they're supering and all that stuff, attack and defense are increased by an additional 50%, and the chance of an evasion occurring or increasing their dodge chance here is increased by 20%. So when they're supering, they're getting all of this attack and defense as well as getting the key necessary to even do so is much easier, and they have a 50% chance to dodge once they're actually like supering and stuff. Now I'm assuming after they've supered, then they have the 50% chance to dodge, but until then they've only got the 30% chance, but that's okay. That's fine. So when key is 18 or more, attack is increased by an additional 50% and additional attack is guaranteed. Okay. Now that doesn't say super attack, but it does say there's an attack that is guaranteed, and a super is activated with a 50% chance. So he has a guaranteed additional with a 50% chance of it being a super. And then when the key meter is 24, an additional super move is guaranteed to be activated. Okay, so he gets a guaranteed super when you actually get 24 key. And then also remember, we still have the guaranteed additional with a 50% chance of it actually being a super. So that's what, 3 supers already? Yeah, that's 3. And then hidden potential, so that's 4. Yep. Looking good so far. Looking good, especially for a stacking unit. And then we have the chance of evasion also is increased by 20% when the conditions are met, and the character changes into battle clothing. Okay, so basically when this character hits 24 key, which is probably not the hardest thing to do in the world since they are getting more key per key sphere, which is really, really nice, then they can super basically 4 times because they got the initial super, 2 additionals that can happen if they're at 24 key, and then also they hit the potential. So that is 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom, boom. And then they're all stacking. They're stacking on every single super that they do, which is a little ridiculous, but hopefully these guys will be able to stack up pretty quick. So we'll see if they're actually worth running. Also, they do have, I believe, what, a 60% chance to dodge, or 60 or a 70, right? Because they've got the initial 30 plus the 20 and then another 20. So yeah, that's 70% chance to dodge, which is really, really nice when you think about it. That's pretty nice. So what are our transformation conditions here? We have transformation conditions. If you use your special move or super 4 times during battle, and you will change into battle gear on your next attacking turn. Okay, very good. So they super 4 times, which can happen in a turn. Then they transform. That's basically it. And we're gonna go ahead and look at their passive and everything when they transformed, and their active skill conditions can be activated. Wait a minute, is that English? That's English. Can be activated starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle once only, and they get key to 24 for 1 turn. That's basically what it is. And then let's go ahead and look at their battle clothing, somewhat of a transformation slash just put on some clothes or different clothes. Let's see what we got here now. So we've got, let's see. Oh, okay. So greatly increases attack for 1 turn. Okay, and then increases defense, still stacking. Okay, very good, very good. And then we've got this one right here, which I'm going to assume is very similar, or did we take away the stacking for their 18 key by now? So he increases attack by a large amount for 1 turn. Okay, yep. So they're massively raising attack for 1 turn, and then increases defense by a large amount. That's it. So they're still stacking. Still stacking, even transformed with their new clothes, their new drip, if you will. So they're still stacking. That's really, really good. Now, if they're still dodging and doing all that too, oh, dude, they're pretty good if that's the case. So we've got increases on attack and defense by 200%, and has a high chance of avoiding, 50% chance of avoiding enemies' attacks. Each time key is increased by acquiring a key sphere, key is increased by an additional 2 now instead of just 1. So that's basically the equivalent to the Super Saiyan 4s that we got some years back. Oh, Jesus, it's been some time now. I believe the 4th anniversary. So they're kind of like them. They get 2 additional for every key sphere. But if they get 4, then, or excuse me, AGL, then they get 4 for AGL, which is ridiculous. So they should be really easy to get them their supers. But what else we got here? So key is increased by additional 2, and with a rainbow acquired, key is increased by 1 still. Okay, that's fine. When a special move is activated, also known as a super, attack and defense are increased by additional 58%, and the probability of evasion is increased by 20%. So they have a 70% chance to dodge still. They're looking real good. They're looking real good. And the key meter is 18 or more. Attack is increased by additional 77%, and an additional attack is guaranteed, and a special move is activated with a very high probability, also known as a 70% chance. And then when the key is 24, a special move is guaranteed to be activated, and the activation probability of a critical hit is increased by 30%. Whoa! Okay, so we have a guaranteed super at 24. Then we have this other additional that has a 70% chance to proc, then the super itself, and then the hidden potential. Still can super 4 times, still stacking on all of it, and they have a 70% chance to dodge. And then on top of that, then they have a 30% chance to crit. These guys are good. These guys are good. They do everything. They crit, they additional, and they're stacking, and they dodge. Okay, dude. I like it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I like them. I really, really do. However, the biggest thing that to remember about these guys is that they are stacking and everything, but that doesn't mean that they'll be able to really survive big hits. But that's where the dodge comes in. So they do have some defensive utility. Okay, they have both offensive and defensive utility because of how many times they're supering, how much potentially they could be critting and doing all this damage and whatever. So they're good. I like them. I really do. I do like them, especially if you just put them on a team like they could be a mainstay. Just, you know, you want to focus that dodge, and you could give them dodge and probably maybe a little bit of a crit because they're already supering a bunch. But then you could also just go for additional, and like you could balance between additional and crit and then focus dodge. But that's up to you. Me personally, I probably would do something like that. Just give them a sprinkle of everything because they already do everything. But those are the easy A's for Dokkan that are coming out very, very soon. Please let me know what you guys think of these characters. I, again, personally, really like the Krillin and Gohan here. Not really feeling the Goku and Vegeta here so much. It's cool, like it's all right, but we'll have to see what they actually look like. But anyway, again, let me know what you guys think, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.